Hello everyone. In this video, we'll discuss Python math module. Okay. There are well-developed built-in functions which can be used, okay, to do the basic and advanced mathematical operations. Okay. For example, there is a built-in command min. Okay. So you can take a list or a tuple, set, anything. If you apply min of that list, okay, or tuple or set, whatever, okay, it will find out the minimum of that, okay, items. It will compare. It will compare all the items. It will give the minimum of the items in the list or set or tuple. Okay. So we'll go for parallelly. We'll go for Python console and we'll discuss this. We'll practice this. Okay. So I have a list. X is equal to 1, 1.1, 2.3, 4.2, minus 2. Okay, some list. Okay, minimum of x. You can see it gives minus 2. Okay, which is the minimum value. Instead of a list, let me take a tuple. Okay, I'm just using a round bracket. Okay, so minimum of x. So again it gives minus 2. Let me try with maximum of x. We need to get 4.2. Yeah, we are getting 4.2. Similarly, I'm just taking the list. Okay, x, max of x. Okay, it is giving 4.2. Okay, minimum function, maximum function. Then we have absolute function. Okay, this function basically gives a positive value. Okay, it can be, input can be negative, complex, okay, or positive, but it gives it takes absolute of that x and gives the result. Suppose x is a negative number. Okay, this ABS of x, that gives 3. Suppose x is a complex number. Okay, so ABS of x, which is nothing but square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. This gives root 8, okay, which is 2.828, something like this. So absolute ABS. Okay, so let me take a negative number, or directly I will apply ABS of negative number, some minus 2.3. Okay, it gives the positive value ABS of 2 plus 2j. Okay, some complex number, it is giving 2.8. Okay, then another built-in function, power. Okay, power of x comma y. Okay, another built-in function, power of x comma y. So whatever the first input I am giving, okay, that is we have to give 2 inputs. Okay, say for example, I'll generalize x comma y. Okay, this basically computes x power y. For example, if I give power of 2 comma 3, it finds 2 power 3, which is 2 into 2 into 2, 8. Okay, so we'll test this. Power of 2 comma 3. Okay, 8 power of, let me give 5 comma 3. Okay, it has to give 125. Yeah, we are getting the answer. Okay, these are very simple mathematical operations. Okay, suppose you want to do advanced mathematical and basic mathematical operations, there is a separate module which is called math module. Okay, this is called math module. we will not be getting this facility directly in Python. What we need to do, if you want to use the specific function, the built-in functions which is defined in math module, you need to first import the math module. So import is the command which is used to import a specific library. Import math. Math is the module name. Import math. Math is the module name. Like that, we will be using this import command frequently. Okay, say for example, if I want to work with arrays, arrays and matrices, I am going to use NumPy module. If we want to go for MATLAB like plots, we will be using matplot library .pyplot. Okay, we are going to import. So import is the built-in command which is used to import the specific module. We are going to import this math module. Okay. So first function is square root. Okay. Say for example, square root of 81 is 9. Square root of 64 is 8. Square root of 36, whatever you want, is 6. Okay, we want to find out the square root. So in math module, sqrt function is defined. Sqrt function is defined. So how we can import the math module? There are 3 different ways that we will discuss in Python console. So what I am doing, first way, import math. Okay, import math. Then I'm going to do so x is equal to some number, say 81. Okay, so y is equal to math dot square root sqrt of x. Okay, I'm going to print this y. Let us check this. Execute. You can see I'm just getting 9. Instead of 81, if I give say for example some number 49, okay, it gives 7. Okay, this is one way. Okay, I'm just using the module name, then dot the specific function sqrt. The other way, what I can do, instead of this math is 4-letter word, but there are some modules with bigger names. So what we can do, every time all the functions you have to write math.sqrt, math.py. Okay, so it's difficult for us. So what we can do, import math as m. So this can be any variable. Okay, so this alias, math alias m, yes. So what I can do, I can put this. This is the second way, m.sqrt. Okay, let us try this. Yeah, it is giving the result. Say, let me try with 100. Execute this. It is giving 10. Okay, it is working well. Third way, suppose if I am going to use only the square root, or I know that in my program some set of functions I am going to use, and I am not convenient using this m dot or math dot. What we can do, instead of this type of import, you can import all the required functions. So from math import sqrt. Okay, now no need to use this dot operator. Okay, directly you can try. Execute this. You can see you will get the result. Okay, any number I can give 86. Let us try this. Okay, it is giving square root of this. Okay, 3 different ways how we can import. Okay, then we will discuss ceil operation and floor operation, mathematical operators. Say I have a number. Okay, I have a number between 2 and 3. I have a number between 2 and 3. I want to round this. Okay, so what ceil will do, it will round the number it will round the number to the next highest integer, which is 3. Whereas what floor will do, it will round the number to the lowest integer, okay, which is 2. Okay, we'll try this. I have a number. Okay, so what I'll do, comma floor, comma. See, let me import these things. Okay, I don't want these operations. Let me use hash so that this becomes comment lines. Okay, so print floor of 2.9. Okay, similarly print seal of 2.01. Okay, let us try this. You just see, even though it is 2.9 nearer to 3, it is rounded to 2. Whereas for seal, that is very closer to 2, but it is rounded to 3. Okay. Next one, this is actually math constant. Actually, math constant will be repeatedly using pi. Okay, 22 by 7, which is 3.14 like that. So this is actually constant. If you want this constant, you can import it. Okay, so you can add this pi. So print pi. Okay, print pi. You can see 3.1415. Okay, the values are getting printed. Then sine. Okay, sine function. Sine function. So SI and sine. Okay, that will produce a sine of that particular angle. Okay, so you need to feed the information into you need to feed the information in radians. Okay, by default you need to feed the information in radians. It will give the value from -1 to +1. We know that sine signal, okay, its maximum value is +1 and minimum value is -1. Okay, we'll try this. We know that at pi by 2, sine pi by 2 is 1. Okay, sine pi is 0. Okay, we'll test this. So print, let me import sine also, sine. So print sine of pi by 2, print sine of pi. Okay, execute this. Okay, you can see sine pi by 2, it is 1. Okay, sine pi, it should be 0, very small number. It is not exactly displaying 0, but a very small number, something 1.22 into 10 power minus 16, that is displayed, which is closer to 0. Okay, sometimes the input may be in terms of degrees. Okay, so you need to convert those things into radians, and you need to feed those things okay, as the input. So there is another built-in function. Even though your angle is in degrees, you can use radians built-in function, so that degree value is converted to radians. Okay, there is a built-in function, radians, which converts degrees to radians. So then you can use that function in sine or cosine. Okay, we know that 90 degree, this is 90 degree, sine 90 degree is 1. We'll verify this. Sine 180 degree. Okay, sine 180 degree, that should be 0. Okay, we'll verify this. Okay, So before using these degrees values in sine, let us practice this radians built-in command. Okay. So let me import that radians. Okay. Print radians of 90 degree. So we know 90 degree is pi by 2. Okay, we know 90 degree is pi by 2. We'll execute that. You can see I'm just getting a value 1.57. Okay, we'll verify whether that is correct or not. So let me print pi by 2. Okay, print pi by 2. We know that pi is 3.14, pi by 2 is 1.57. So radians of 90 degree is correct. Okay, similarly we can use 180. Okay, it should be equal to pi. So you will get 3.14. It is correct. So it is converting, okay, correctly. So now let me use the degrees. Okay. So the syntax is within sine. Okay. I'm just using radians of pi by 2. Okay. So this should actually give, we know that, okay, it's not pi by 2, I'm sorry. Radians will convert degrees to radians. So I need to give 90 degree. Okay. So 90 degree is pi by 2, sine pi by 2 is 1. Yeah, we'll verify. Yeah, I'm getting 1. Let me try with 180 degree. It is 2 pi, sine 2 pi should be 0. I'm getting a number which is closer to 0. 270 should be minus 1. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting minus 1. 360 should be 0. Almost closer to 0. Yeah, I'm getting a number which is closer to 0. Okay. So in the same way, cosine function. Okay. Yeah, we know that cosine 0 is 1, cosine 180 is minus 1. Okay. Cosine 90 is 0, 270 is 0. We'll try this. Okay. So 0 or 360, I need to get 1. Sorry, here I need to change to cosine. Okay, I'm getting, yeah. See, it is displaying error. Why means I have not imported. Okay, I have imported now cosine. Yeah, now it is showing 1. Then for 90 degree, it should show 0. Okay. For 180, it should be minus 1. For 270, again it should be 0. Even, okay, directly I can give the answer, inputs in terms of radians. Okay, I'm just giving cosine pi. It should give minus 1. Yeah, I'm just getting minus 1. Okay. If I give cosine 2 pi, it should be 1. Yeah, I'm getting 1. Okay. Then exponential. Okay, exp. We know e. Okay, which is approximately 2.718. Okay. So this exponential exp function is basically exp of x is e power x. Okay. E power x. We'll try this. So let us import that exp. Okay. Print exp of some value, say 2. Okay. So roughly 2.71 power 2. In my calculator, it is 7.344. Let us try this. Yeah, roughly I'm getting 7.38. Suppose exp of 10. Okay, roughly I'm getting 21364. Okay, so it's closer. Exp of 0 should be 1. Similarly, exp of minus, okay, it's a smaller number, we'll get a smaller number, exponential function. Then this suppose I have the answer in terms of radians. Okay, I need to get the result in terms of degrees, radians to degrees conversion. You know that for example pi is 180 degree. Okay, 2 pi is 360 degree or 0. We'll try this. Okay, let me import degrees. Okay, print degrees degrees. Okay, I need to feed the information in terms of radians. Okay, so we'll check. It is giving 180 degree. For 2 pi it is 360. For pi by 2 it should give 90. Okay, then in digital communications we'll be using bit error rate analysis. Okay, so frequently in books they use ERF function or ERFC function. ERF is error function, ERFC is complementary error function. Again in Python this ERF and ERFC are defined. Okay, so we'll first discuss ERF. So we'll import ERF. Okay, print ERF of some value, say for example 10. Okay, let me give you a smaller number. It's 1 actually. Let me give you a smaller number, 0.99 something. Let me give a negative number. Actually for ERF of 5 I got 0.99. ERF of minus 5 is minus of that one. Yeah, I got the same answer. Okay, because y means ERF of minus x is minus ERF of x. Okay, then we know if it is BPSK modulation in digital communication, bit error rate, if you refer digital communications by Simon again, bit error rate is 1 by 2 ERFC square root of EB over N. Okay, this ERFC is complementary error function. Actually ERF and ERFC are related by this equation. Okay, so let us try that. What I am doing, let me calculate ERF of 5. Okay, let me also calculate ERFC of 5. Okay, let me import ERFC. Okay, we will try whether addition of these two is 1. Okay, otherwise let me add one more thing here. Print ERF of 5 plus ERFC of 5. You just see it is 1. Okay, then factorial operation. So we know what is factorial. Even in functions we defined we calculated factorial using recursion. Okay, suppose if I have a number 5 factorial, it is nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This results in 120. Okay, so directly you can calculate factorial using this factorial function. Okay, let us try that. Let me import that factorial. So print factorial of 5. You can see it's giving 120. Okay, it is giving 120. Then uh, you know that signal to noise ratio, they are represented in terms of dB. Okay, so you will be applying 10 log 10. Okay, if you have signal to noise ratio in normal scale, what I will do 10 log 10. Okay, this for log 10 there is a built-in function. Okay, we know that log 10 base 10 is 10. We will verify that. So let me import log first. Log 10. Okay, so let me do other functions also. Log 2 print. We'll verify whether log 10 base 10 is 1. Yeah, it is 1. Similarly, log 2 base 2, that is also 1. Okay, for other logarithms in information theory, we will be using this log base 2. Okay, the unit of information, entropy, all those things will be using log base 2. Then general log function, you can go for any base. So this is the syntax: log, okay, the value, then the base. If you don't specify any base, it will take e. Okay, natural logarithm, it will give natural logarithm. If you don't specify anything, it will give natural logarithm. Okay, so let us try that. It is log. Okay, print log. I'm just giving 10. Okay, base also 10. So it should give 1. Yeah, it is giving 1. Suppose if I am not specifying anything, okay, log e base e. Okay, we know that e is already defined. Let me give that e, log e base e. I'm not giving any base, so it is a natural logarithm. Okay, e is not defined. Okay, let me import e also. Okay, I'll write in another line. From math import e. Let me execute. You can see it is 1. So again e is okay, math constant. The value is 2.7. Okay, so these are the variable various math constants. Already we discussed e, we discussed pi. Similarly tau. Okay, tau is basically that circle constant. It is called a circle constant. It is equivalent to 2 pi. Pi we know 3.14. 2 into 3.14, you will roughly get 6.28. Okay, tau. Let me import tau. Print tau. You just see I'm getting 6.28. Like that we have infinity. Okay, positive infinity. Okay, then if I add a minus before that, that gives negative infinity. Then not an integer. Okay, NaN. It's basically a floating point NaN. It's not a number. It's not a legal number. Okay, in programming to specify certain errors, we will use this NaN. Okay, so let me import NaN. It's not a number. Okay, you just see. So there are other functions, other built-in functions in math module. Whatever we have discussed, these are more frequently used. Okay, for basic mathematical operations, these are more frequently used. Okay, advanced functions in documentation we can go through, and we can come to know how we can use advanced mathematical functions. Okay, I hope that this video was useful to you. Thank you.